Hey everybody, you're watching GT Sam. I'm Sam, and we are back once again with the Honda Pilot, and just in the same spot from the previous video if you watched it, for replacing solenoid A on the transmission. Very important, very crucial for the whole system work properly. But now, we're on to one of my favorite things next, and that is transmission filters. These are quintessential for the performance and longevity of an actual transmission system itself. And for right here, we have this. This is our filter we have. Here's the part number. I'll go ahead and list it down below where I got it. And you can pay up the wazoo for these from like the actual Honda dealership, or you can get them from an OEM direct site as well, which would be better and a lot cheaper too. So this is the canister. It's an inline filter that sits right on top of my transmission. And this transmission is the KL. This is not the KA with the one that is inside transmission itself. You pop off a cover and there it is. And you usually find that on the Acura TLs and the Honda Accords from the similar years and eras, around like 2004 to like 2008 kind of years. But this is the KL, which is very different because even Honda looked up my VIN, matched this engine and this transmission with my VIN. And they said, oh yeah, I got the part. It's the actual, filter, like the red one that we always love and use on a lot of my vehicles. But no, I looked later and I was like, nope, that ain't it. Nothing matched at all. So it's very interesting because the lettering on this leads me to believe this is a California vehicle. Very weird. When you just see KL, it's like California emissions and spec. That can just be for emissions reasons, really. That's usually with the exhaust system, but not usually for the transmission, which is very odd. But this is just definitely different. I'm not sure what year it is, but this is 2005, and we got to go with it. So with that, I'm going to show you around how to swap this out on top of the transmission here, and once you have everything out of the way, it should be pretty smooth sailing from there. And I'm excited to see what this transmission filter actually looks like inside of this canister. So let's get to this. Welcome. As you've seen from the solenoid C video posted here, you had to remove all the stuff that's in the way to actually get to this point. Is all listed in there. So once you're at that point, removing like the battery tray, some other odds and ends like the intake air box and stuff like that, you're going to come to this. So you got your whole ABS system right here, you got the connector. Down below here, this is our filter. We do have some lines here as well. We might be able to squeeze by them, so we're gonna try our best and like kind of move this connector and stuff like that. So we got a bolt right back there, we just gotta get to, and we should be able to spin the whole thing. So I'm gonna try two different ways to get this out. I'm gonna show you along the way what we find out. This is kind of how the setup is, right? This. So you got your, well, pretty much your nut right on top of the filter there. So you're able to connect that on with, yep, a big old 24mm wrench. Yeah, that's pretty big. So if you don't have one of these, nice to have around. I picked mine up at Home Depot, and it's a Husky. They do pretty good. So we should be able to fit it right down in there, hopefully. But that's supposed to be like, the right way to do it, probably. Now, can we do it some other ways if you don't have one of those? Well, I'm GT Sam. I usually figure out some other way to do it. So we'll find out. But let's go ahead and start diving into this, how we want to get this out. So, a little light here is our connector. So we're going to get this out of the way first. So press on the tab here, pull up in the orange, and then it should slide up. Maybe a little crusty. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty crusty. Give it a wiggle and a shake. There we go. All right, cool. That looks fine. So we're going to keep that out of the way. Wow, look at all that room. What we have down here, we have kind of like a banjo connector right here on this. So we have a bracket, two 10mm bolts connected on the top here. I sprayed some Freon in there just a few minutes ago to see if they get that moving. And then as you can see right there, we have that bolt, or that nut that's on there. If I show you, should be just like that. A little bit of a tight squeeze. I think we'll be able to get that out of there. But again, I'll show you some other ways to go ahead and get that done. So yeah, right there, 210s. We're going to try and get that out from this side. Let's see if we can go ahead and get done with that. For this one, you probably want a ratcheting head for this. This one is a flexible and ratcheting, so voila. How nice is that? Hopefully that stays on, and then we're nice and happy. We do have pretty good access, there's no doubt about that. I'm sure there's nothing at the bottom here. Right, nothing at the bottom. Everything looks good. So like I said, once we start turning this out, this is going to pull out from here. It's going to go right to there. And also I did is I put some of my carpet, my workshop carpet, and my cardboard on top right underneath her, just in case anything spills, because you don't want to mess, I don't want to mess, and nobody wants to mess. Okay, everybody, so what we have back here, we have the bracket that sits right here, and you're going to have 4 10mm bolts, 2 up front, 2 down below, 1 back there. And so you have to go ahead and get them all out, removes the bracket so you have more space. And then we want to move this black piping, and the piping goes all the way right back there, back down there, and down right in here. That's a bracket, 10mm, and you have to put a socket back there, kind of like this setup here. Once you get it on there, you got to go ahead and take it off. Then there's a bracket leading to this metal pipe, and on the other end there's a rubber one. Now the bracket's on there, you kind of run it with your hand, you feel all the way to the back of the transmission. That's where the bracket is, and the bolt, take it off. Everything's much looser for this black piping here. And this black piping is just held on with just the original 10mm bolts and an O-ring, and you're able to use a screwdriver to pry it off. So that's the way you go ahead and get that out. Helps a lot in the beginning there. Again, I keep saying I'm going to show you a different way. Yes, I will. Okay, we have the Giganto way. So if we do this, theoretically, you take a monkey wrench. I'm thinking, and if you get it on there just right, but is there enough room? There is kind of enough room. Look at that. All right, let's make it a little tighter. Kind of get an angle right there. And if you move these other brackets out of the way, it'd be even better. Let's see. So not perfect. It probably could be done. Or the pliers like this. You can see it too if you kind of grip around the whole thing. Oh. Oh. Yes. Oh no. The camera. Oh man, did you see that? That was great. There it is. That was great. Wow, that actually worked. Did you see that actually move? All right, go with my biggest setting here on these adjustable wrenches. Grip it, and then hold it in place. Grip real good. Not too much, because you don't want to crack and explode anything, but then grip and turn. That's what I was doing. I was just doing that. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's funny. So it does work. It does work. If you're in a pinch, this is it. But if you then have the proper tool of a 24mm, then we're going to go right in here. Going to get this son of the gun out. Just normal. Boom. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, check this out. You got these once again, or something similar. You can actually fit it on this nut. So let me show you. You do a little bit at a time. You just loosen, like, grip on. There you go. So if you can see over here my finger, I'm going to go ahead and remove this wiring harness. I'm going to take out these 2 bolts for these banjo fittings for these piping here. I know I'm trying to go the path of least leakage, but we're going to go take these off and make things easier to grip this, because we've got a lot of stuff in the way. It's making it more difficult. Let's go down here, 10mm bolt, loosen up this bracket, then take off this temp sensor for your coolant. You got a temp sensor here, you got your EGR sensor over here, then you have throttle body over here, so you can loosen all this up and get, I believe it's going to be like a 17mm, and then of course this is another connection as well. Make sure it's just loosened out of the way. All right, nice banjo fitting again. I think we might have a washer somewhere. I think we do. Okay, let's try to keep this all together though. Oh well, there it is. All right, a little bit of a mess here, everybody, but we went ahead and we got it out. So now let's go ahead. Time for the new filter. So what we're going to go ahead and do, the easiest thing finding out is that we're going to go ahead into right over here. I'm going to screw it in. Then I'm going to take this end and we're going to go ahead and put it back in place. But first, we want to go ahead and get this bracket underneath everything and set it in place. And so that everything's in place, so you don't have to really work too hard with getting all the nuts and bolts back in. And this part we're just going to go ahead and push back in. Now on the front here, there is a rubber grommet that you're going to need to take off and replace. You can replace the one on there as well if you have that available. Everyone looking really good. You don't have to use any tools really. I used to use the 24mm wrench on here, and it will tighten it down. Now just make it really snug. Don't over tighten it because you'll probably crack something and break it. Also, the rubber piece that came off of here is from the old filter. Take that off. Don't use it. One that already comes on here, keep that one on there, use that one. You don't want to double filter it or gasket it, because you could then end up with leaks. But then over here, remember, you got this really far away bolt right back here. I did it all by hand. Now it's just like touching, so that's good. Tighten that down. Get the one all the way back here. Get these done by hand. These two right here are going to tighten this whole setup right here down. So I was able to kind of just like pull this together, pop it in place. That's set good right there. So I'll get these done right here, then get all the way in the back of the bracket on the transmission done, and then button up like here. Actually, fun fact, this is your fill for your fluid. You know, button this all back up here, put these bolts back in, and put the plugs in, and it should be good. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna keep working on this, get this all back together, looking nice. Let's review. How'd you do in your homework here? Okay, did we get all the bolts back in? Did you get these 17 millimeters? Remember, 2 washers are on them. They might be stuck on the bottom or the top, so make sure you watch out for that. So you have one on top of this, and then the bottom of this black bracket, both sides. Snug them down. They crush washers. They snug real good. You got your 12 right here. Put that back into place. You got that 10 all the way in the back on the bracket that's on the transmission housing. 10. You got a 10 below there. You got a 10 here. 10 below there as well. Did you pop this back in place too? Snug this down. Got a 10 right here for this bracket for the lines. You have this connector here. And then you have the connector back up here for a throttle body. You have a connector over here for the coolant temp, EGR, and another temp sensor here. Got all that? Good. Cool. Now looking good. Now don't forget this one for your ABS. Go ahead. Back over here. All right. Now fun fact, this is your fill. I know, kind of odd, but it works. Take this off, pull up, and then move this out of the way. That is your fill hole. Very interesting. But we'll get that done, and I'll show you in another video someday soon. Okay, so everything is back in place. So let's go ahead, put this whole engine compartment back into shape. Go ahead, I'll start it up. I'm gonna try and roll through the gears. Kind of show you what I'm doing here. See how she does. Reverse, hold it in place. All right, it was slow, but at least it didn't destroy it. Take a couple seconds, see what drive does. All right, should look a little cranky. First, and we are back from the test drive. How did it go? Pretty well. Overall, with everything that this car has been through and the transmission's doing right now, I'd say good. At first, it was kind of doing what it did before and kind of stumbling around and hitting hard, but I think we got it to a good place right now. All the fluid's kind of running through and going through the filter, and all the solenoids are working. It works. There's some hiccups and hang-ups along the way here, but I think doing the new fluid, the 3 times drain and fill, is going to be perfect for this. And I don't think we'll have many issues after that, or if any. I think it's really going to help it out a ton. The next part is we actually have to drive this 30 miles to my shop then to actually get that done. Well, I guess that means that's going to be the end of this video, and then that's going to be the next one. So guys, what do you think of this video? If you like it, make sure you leave a thumbs up right there. Make sure you subscribe down below for more content quite like this and adventures with this, because I got some big plans coming up. And make sure you leave a comment down below if you have any questions or comments about this whole process or need any help with anything. Love to help you out. But guys, thank you so much for watching. This is GT Sam. I'm going to catch you next time.